There are some things that are just universal, ubiquitous, ingrained in our lives. Some things we all experience. It's time for We All Do It on Rock 107.
When you walk up a hill, you try to breathe quieter so that anyone walking by doesn't hear you fighting for your life, right?
We all do it.
When you open a birthday card, don't you pretend not to notice how much money is in the card and act like you're reading the actual words printed on the card?
We love to do it.
We All Do It on Rock 107.
A song you love comes on, and about halfway through, don't you go back and restart it because you feel like you haven't given it the enjoyment and attention it deserves?
You do it.
No, I don't.
You want to do it.
When you get change at a cash register and there are people behind you waiting to check out, do you feel like every second takes an hour as the people in line silently judge you for how long it takes you to put that change away?
Come on, you do it. You know you do it.
We all do it on Rock 107.
You have to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, but you want to stay sleepy, so you keep your eyes closed as much as you possibly can. Basically, you open the smallest slits imaginable as you walk into the bathroom, hoping and praying you don't bump into furniture and kill yourself on the way in.
I do it. I love to do it.
When someone is in the way of an item you want on a shelf at a store, don't you pretend to be looking at something else until that person leaves?
I just did it and I'm ready to do it again. Don't tell me you don't do it.
We All Do It on Rock 107.
And now it's time for another episode of 1 Minute Inside a Woman's Head.
How am I running late again? Just a quick breakfast meeting and I can't be on time? I hope she's not upset when I finally get there. This is a client I'm supposed to be impressing. I'm always late for everything. At dinner parties, I always have to come up with a new excuse. My boss called at the last minute. Doesn't he know I have a life? Or my tire went flat and I had to stop to fill it. But why am I always late? Especially as a grown-up, I don't even have kids to slow me down. Anyway, here I am. I'll just tell her there was a lot of traffic and I didn't want to text and drive. Hey, she's not even here yet. Oh, here she comes, 20 minutes late. Oh, there was bad traffic? Really? Please.
And that was another episode of 1 Minute Inside a Woman's Head.
And now it's time for another episode of A Few Seconds Inside a Man's Head.
Of course she's late. Next thing you know, she'll tell me there was traffic. Hey, I got Waze. I know there wasn't any traffic. No, that's okay. Just happy you made it, baby. Of course I don't call her out on it. Man, am I whipped.
And that was another episode of A Few Seconds Inside a Man's Head.
Breaking the news that's already broken. It's time for Prospector's Briefs on Rock 107.
NASA detected a mysterious intergalactic signal. Meanwhile, I can't get cell reception in my bedroom, so I assume they don't use Boost Mobile. Explorers may have found Amelia Earhart's long-lost plane at the bottom of the Pacific Ocean. They say her plane is still safer to fly than a Boeing MAX 9. There's a rumor Martin Short is dating Meryl Streep. This is like Travis Kelce dating Taylor Swift, but for great-grandparents.
Making sure breaking news stays broken. Tune in tomorrow for Prospector's Briefs on Rock 107.
Rock 107's Prospector, Chuck E. Cheese, is releasing a cookbook. Because, what says good eating more than pizza that tastes like Formica and terrifying automatons? With that in mind, check out today's list of top 5 books that are almost as bad of an idea as a Chuck E. Cheese cookbook. Here we go. Number 5, Eyes on the Road, Secrets to Safe Driving by Tiger Woods. Top 5 cookbooks that are almost as bad of an idea as Chuck E. Cheese cookbook. Number 4, Vladimir Putin's Guide to Conflict Resolution. Number 3, Nick Cannon's Big Book of Family Planning. The top 5 books that are almost as bad an idea as Chuck E. Cheese cookbook. Number 2, Fourth and Short, No Problem, Football the Dan Campbell Way. And the number 1 book that's almost as bad of an idea as a Chuck E. Cheese cookbook, Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion, A Friendship for the Ages. There you have it.
Life's pretty tough right now. There's plenty of bad news, but it's not all bad. It's time for the brighter side of Prospector on Rock 107.
I wonder if the guy delivering the Citizen's Voice would do this for someone. A newspaper delivery guy in St. Petersburg, Florida, saved a 75-year-old woman's life this month. He was dropping off her copy of the Tampa Bay Times at 3 a.m. when he saw her front deck on fire and woke her up. Then he grabbed a hose and put the fire out. Everyone's okay.
Thanks. We needed that. The brighter side of Prospector on Rock 107.
You got yours down, right? Good morning, I'm Rock 107's Prospector. I'm talking about the Christmas lights. I spotted a couple of houses within a block or so of my place on my way into work the last few days that still have Christmas lights up and on. It's almost February. And I know the Christmas lights have Valentine's Day lights. I've seen Valentine's lights, hearts, white and red and all that. But these have Santas, reindeer, all that up and lit. So they're in Christmas mode. Who still has their Christmas lights up? What's the deal? I'm honestly so curious about this. It's just making me a little bit crazy. We're checking in. I'm asking you to call in or check in on Open Mic. Keith from Wilkes-Barre on Open Mic.
Prospector, my wife is overseas. When she comes home, then we celebrate Christmas.
Yeah.
So the lights stay up.
All right, Keith, they can stay up. I'm not judging. I'm not saying you shouldn't have them up. I just don't know why, and that's what I want to know. Wendy on Facebook.com/Angry Prospector says some celebrate Russian Christmas and have their lights up a little longer like our traditional Christmas. Yeah, that's true, but Russian Christmas this year was the 6th, and it's always before the 10th of January. So there. Judy says, I do. Winter is a hard month for some, and it brings sadness. The lights create joy and happiness, so I leave mine up until spring when the days are longer. The Santas are put away, but the lights remain up. See, Judy, she's spreading that light. Jeff on the Rock Lines from Dallas, do you still have your lights up?
Yeah, no, I took them down, but, it's good. It's okay to keep them up till the 1st of February. Yeah, the Christmas season actually starts on Christmas and kind of runs through the whole month here, so that's an okay thing. Those people are okay.
I never said they weren't okay. I was just curious as to why, because mine come down fast. So you're saying that the Christmas season runs through and including today, January 31st?
I believe so, yeah.
All right, that's Jeff's thoughts on this. Kathy says, as a runner, I appreciate outside lights when I go out at 5 a.m., but Christmas is over. Santa's got to go. John says maybe a family member serving in the military, unable to be home for the holidays, but they're home now. See, I didn't think about that either. Even when Keith said wife was overseas, that still didn't hit me on the military thing. It's possible. Open mic on the Rock 107 app. Frank, what's the deal with the lights?
Good morning, Prospector. Frank in Gouldsboro. It gets cold up here and stays a lot colder than it does in Scranton. So not everybody gets to take their stuff down.
Okay, there you go. The weather could be a factor, too. Jennifer says, I love it. Winters can be dark. It's nice to see some light. I'm finally getting some answers as to why the lights are still up.
Ladies and gentlemen, grab the kids, call your neighbors, and gather round the radio.
It's now time to announce the winner of Prospector's Jam Bag of the Day, as decided by you at rock107.com.
We uncover the most baffling, ridiculous, pathetic, cockeyed, laughable, preposterous blunders in the world of misdeeds. Nominee number 1.
This sounds almost like a setup to a joke, but it's so real. A naked woman walked into a convenience store armed with a potato peeler on Sunday. Oh yeah, it happened in Florida, and yeah, she was drunk. 35-year-old Celia Barrett walked into a store in St. Petersburg, Florida, Sunday evening and started yelling about getting kicked out of the store earlier in the day. She threatened 2 workers with the peeler and said she was going to kill one of them. With a peeler? Is that possible even? She also toppled a display of Red Bulls, tore open a carton of cigarettes, spilling them on the floor. An employee called the cops, and she was still fully naked when they arrived. She also started pleasuring herself in front of the officers, hopefully not with the potato peeler. She told them she'd had about 6 shots of liquor. She's facing charges for aggravated assault, disorderly intoxication, trespassing, criminal mischief, and indecent exposure.
Nominee number 2.
I get doing this in the summer, but New England in the dead of winter? A 35-year-old guy named Travis Jones got arrested in West Haven, Connecticut, Monday night after stealing a truck filled with $30,000 worth of ice cream. It was a delivery truck for an Indian ice cream called Shahi Kulfi. The driver was parked outside of a business when Travis jumped in the truck and took off. Cops started canvassing the area and eventually spotted the truck speeding down the highway on its way out of town. They pulled Travis over and arrested him without incident. He's facing charges for first-degree larceny and larceny of a motor vehicle.
And the winner is
the naked woman who walked into a convenience store armed with the potato peeler. You are the yam bag of the day, and we'll move on to Friday's Yam Bag of the Week competition. Keep it here for all the nominees for Prospector's Yam Bag of the Day, weekday mornings on Rock 107. Hey, maybe you already own Cooking with Coolio or Ted Nugent's Kill It and Grill It. Well, another cookbook to add to your library is here. Good morning. I'm Rock 107's Prospector. Why trudge all the way to Dixon City or Wilkes-Barre Township when you can get the flavor of Chuck E. Cheese right at home? Chuck E. Cheese is releasing their own cookbook. It's called Chuck E. Cheese and Friends Party Cookbook. It's coming out March 19th, and you can order it on Amazon for $23. The mouse himself is credited as the author. His full name, of course, is Charles Entertainment Cheese, but he opted for the more recognizable Chuck E. as his pen name. It's full of recipes for parties and large groups, mainly children's birthday parties, but if you're a true fan, look, there's no reason you couldn't use them for your rehearsal dinner or maybe your company's next shareholder meeting. It's 128 pages and features other well-known characters, like Singing Dog Jasper T. Jowls and their animatronic chicken Helen Henny. It's not clear how many of their actual menu items are in it, but recipes include things like Kansas City barbecue chicken pizza, Halloween-themed pigs in a blanket called mummy dogs, and a rainbow marble unicorn cake. They say the new cookbook is meant to extend the Chuck E. Cheese experience beyond the actual restaurants. So it's kind of like going to Chuck E. Cheese, but without the constant video game dings and occasional fistfights between drunken parents.
If you've ever dreamt of recreating the mediocre magic of the Chuck E. Cheese menu, now you can. Introducing the Chuck E. Cheese Cookbook.
Hello, you know I'm here to make it a pizza.
Gordon Ramsay says,
oh my God.
Rachel Ray says, and Bobby Flay says,
this dish sucks, it's no good, it's awful.
The Chuck E. Cheese Cookbook teaches you the art of truly underwhelming cuisine, fit for a second grader hopped up on gaming and soda. Warning, all ingredients Ecolab Science certified. What does that mean? It means it's edible, maybe, or something. Eat at your own risk. Why settle for flavor when you can eat Chuck E. Cheese?
Chuck E. Cheese's, where a kid can be a kid.
Thanks for listening to Prospector's Prime Cuts podcast. Be sure to catch us live weekdays from 5:30 to 10 a.m. on Rock 107 or online at rock107.com or the Rock 107 app, a free download for your Android or iPhone. Subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, or wherever you get your podcasts so you never miss Prospector's Prime Cuts.